Hey guys, for the Gamer ML here again. Just a few things, Nintendo things I want to talk about from last week that came up. The biggest of those things being the announcement of StarFox coming to Switch 2 at the end of, towards the end of June, June 25th. And basically, Nintendo just decided to just randomly shadow drop a Star Fox Direct. It was long rumored, and actually, it was rumored to be officially announced like a week prior, but it didn't happen. So people got a little antsy and started to doubt the source, which was Nate the Hate. But lo and behold, Nintendo just decided on a random morning like they usually have been doing recently with the whole randomness and just like here, just dump it. Give you a 10-minute warning. I hope you're not at work or in class or something like that. You don't care, we're just gonna drop it. So it did it. And it's a new Star Fox. And when I say new, I mean it's a remake. But Fox is back. He was really cool in the movie, and the movie clearly his placement in the movie was clearly to be like, hey, let's introduce him to a whole new audience, so we can release a game later, shortly after, kind of the same way they did with Donkey Kong. With the announcement of Star Fox, of course, it came with controversy. What doesn't come with controversy nowadays, especially coming from Nintendo? The two biggest things people seem to really have a gear to grind with are one, as I said, it's a remake, so this will be like the third or fourth version of Star Fox 64. But in fairness, whenever Nintendo has tried to do something outside of the Lilac system, story wise, people don't buy it. Assault, Command, Zero, which was like a reimagining on Wii U. Wii U. That should tell you something right there. The words Wii U. So if no one's going to buy a new direction for the story, what's the best thing to do? Just remake the most popular best-selling entry in the franchise. I would do that if I was Nintendo. And then from there, if people actually buy it, then we can get possibly like a new story point going forward. Like we can get another part of the Star Fox universe. Like you can go to like new planets and all that stuff. But you have to ask people actually have to buy this, which it seems like people are actually buying this, so that's good. But either way, it's good to see Star Fox back. It's good to see that Nintendo actually cares about the franchise. It'd be nice if they cared about F-Zero too. Just saying, I need them square tracks back. And people who play F-Zero GX know what I'm talking about. Them block tracks and your car exploding and falling off. I need F-Zero back. I never played Golden Sun, but I really would like to play Golden Sun. So that coming back would be nice. You know, it's kind of like if you want to see these franchises actually be relevant again and you want to see something other than Mario or Zelda or Pikmin or Pokemon from Nintendo, you kind of gotta give them a reason to actually do these things. But I digress. The other complaint that people had with it are the visuals and not the graphics. Because pretty much everybody agrees that graphically it's like the best looking Switch 2 game yet. Like it's the first Switch 2 game that actually feels like it's ground up only like started on Switch 2 versus say like Donkey Kong or Mario Kart World, as great as those games are, there's clearly Switch 1 DNA still in them, and the fact that they started off on Switch, so Switch 1. So even though in their current form, they probably wouldn't be able to run as they do, a lesser variant of them could theoretically run on Switch One, like Mario Kart World on Switch Two, whereas you had 24 races on track at the same time, you would probably have had to cut that in half if you wanted to put that on Switch One and have it running not at a sludgy, poopy frame rate. Or for Donkey Kong Bonanza, he probably wouldn't be able to break everything. He'd be able to break like a single tree or one piece of a building. And the system would still probably freak out even then. But it's more so has been the model, the character models like Fox and Peppy and Slippy and Falco. They actually look less cartoonish and look more like real animals. Or they look more animalistic. Like they have better fur or more detailed fur and feather textures and Falco has like Raising Cane's chicken feet and and then Slippy looks like he's just fresh out of an oil bath all the time. Really, really wet skin. And at first, even me, when I saw them, I had to admit I was a little bit like, this is weird, like Chuck E. Cheese animatronic, creepy vibes. But the more I looked at it, it didn't take long for it to grow on me. And then after that, I read that the designs actually fit the original vision that the original designer of those characters had way back then. Like Takaya Imamura's vision of those characters when he was drafting them up is how they look now. The problem is back then Nintendo hardware didn't have the graphical capability probably to fully realize that. Now that we do with Switch 2, we can get those Five Nights at Freddy's animal faces. Maybe not as creepy as Five Nights at Freddy's, but it's it's an adjustment, especially. And I don't think it helps that people just saw the Mario movie, the Mario Galaxy movie. So it is kind of a whiplash design. Oh, it's kind of like a whiplash effect basically happening. I think that's playing a part in it. But I think they actually look kind of cool. They look unique. They look like something Nintendo hasn't tried to do possibly ever compared to a cartoony, super bright sprinkly look, it's darker and grittier, which is neat. Like the only other time we've really seen that is maybe with like Metroid games, like Metroid Prime 4 or the Prime series or Metroid Dread and stuff like that. So it's nice to get kind of a break from the Mario look or the Wind Waker or the Breath of the Wild or Pokemon chibi cherry sherbety look, which is not a knock on those games or that artistic style because those have their place too. I'm looking forward to it because I haven't played 64 in a really long time, and they are actually fleshing out the story. They're adding new cutscenes and new dialogue and making it more cinematic, and they have orchestrated music now, which kind of sounds like Star Wars music in some scenes that was in the direct. Little George Lucas, Force Awakening music, kind of, but still good. And they're also adding multiplayer. Well, I think the original had multiplayer, but they're adding online multiplayer. So you can have 4v4 dogfights, and there's two other modes where you basically one team could be Team StarFox, the other team could be Team Star Wolf, and you can fight with randos or people on your friend list, make private matches, and this is the craziest thing of all. You can become a VTuber if you have a camera because they have this cool face tracking thing in the game where you can, if you had the camera, it will read your face and you can change your face on Switch 2 into Fox or other characters in the game, even if you're not playing StarFox. So you can just, so if your homie or homette is playing Mario Galaxy, you can join game chat and possibly scare them, which could be like Happy Halloween on Fox now, and they would end the chat because they don't know what's going on, but you know what's going on. I never would have thought that I see the day where Nintendo would do VTuber technology because you know some people are definitely going to use it. Hell, I might try and use that one day. And the other bit of bigger news, this is unfortunate, sad news, which Nintendo held on for as long as they could, and I started to think that they wouldn't actually do this, but due to market conditions, tariffs, certain wars going on, and other instabilities, they've had to raise the price of the Switch 2, unfortunately, to $500 without a game. It hasn't taken into effect yet. They're giving people to September 1st to buy Switch 2. But after that, yeah, we're going up 50. So if you want one now, or you even think you might want one, it might be this time to jump on that. And Sony and Xbox did this long ago, And even Nintendo raised the price of the Switch 1. And basically, I think they were just trying to do everything they could, whether it be raise the price of accessories or amiibo or whatever else they could to avoid raising the price of the Switch 2, but ultimately they did. And they apologized for it. It's a corporation. You probably shouldn't actually take the apology at face value, but they say sorry. I think that what they've tried to do to kind of counteract it or counterbalance it or balance it out is they have basically started a new initiative which starts with Yoshi in the Mysterious Book, where officially first party games are going to be $10 cheaper digitally. So that game Yoshi is going to be 60 physically, 50 digital. And StarFox is actually going to be, I think, priced the same. Splatoon Raiders, that's going to be priced the same, that kind of same 60-50 physical digital amount. So you actually do get they are actually helping you save some money. But I think it's kind of like a kind of to ease the blow a little bit. And also at the same time, I think they are just going to probably release more smaller. I think they call them double A or smaller budget games. Even though Star Fox looks really good, and Yoshi looks really good. Splatoon, they all look really good. But I think games like that are probably going to be the 60-50. The only time you're going to see a 70-60 is going to be like Pokemon Winds and Waves or the next 3D Mario or the next Zelda. Like if that Ocarina of Time remake turns out to be true as well, that's probably going to be 70-60. Just make sure if you want one, get one now. That's probably the same for any system at this point. If you want a PlayStation 5, probably get one now because I can see them raising the price a third time, even though they said they wouldn't. Until things get better, which we don't know when that will be. We could be looking at like a price increase on consoles yearly or something crazy like that. We can't put it past all three companies. That said, something that Nintendo is also doing, and this is as of this earlier this week, I believe, they officially announced like a new bundle, kind of to replace the Mario Kart World bundle that they had. And this one, instead of being locked into getting a digital copy of Mario Kart World, they're actually letting you choose between that game, Donkey Kong Bonanza, or Pokemon Pokopia for 500. So you get the system and a digital copy of one of those three games. And you're potentially saving between $20 and $30. It's hard to recommend which of the three. Well, personally, I would go either Donkey Kong Bonanza or Pokemon Pokopia because Mario Kart World, I still feel like that's content-wise, is a little lacking. Like, it's kind of getting to the point where it's a little bit overdue for DLC, but Donkey Kong Bonanza and Pokemon Pocopia, especially the latter, there's too much content. There's too much stuff to do in those games. So that's a good value between those two. A great value. And like I said, I can't really choose. I mean, I like the monkey. The monkey was fun, but living in the Pokemon world, where even masters have to learn, is also fun too. And they're kind of different. They're different games in a lot of ways. So I guess it kind of depends on if you're a really cozy gamer or you're a big time action gamer. Which one would be the best option for you? But yep, that's it. Y'all have a good one. Go out there and do a few barrel rolls and don't do a barrel roll. That sounds like a really easy way to bust your ass. Don't do a real barrel roll. Create a paper plane and do a barrel roll with that. All right. Have a good one, guys.